one of my favorite things to do is cook directly on the charcoal, caveman style. And one of my favorite steaks happens to be the hanger steak. Let's go ahead and jump into some big, bold flavors with small bites, my favorite. Today we're gonna be doing hanger steak, caveman style bruschetta.
Dang.
Here we go. So y'all know how I like to start the grill. Let's go ahead and get our firebox full, but not all the way full, with charcoal. Then we're gonna light from the bottom of the fire pile, build that little stack around, make sure we got that draft door open. Because we're doing caveman style, I want to build a ramp. So once we're 50% engaged, go ahead and use that ash tool, drag all of your charcoal to one side and kind of make it a steep angle. And while the grill's coming to temperature, that charcoal pile is getting right for us. Let's go ahead and start on the vegetable side of things. Bruschetta, however you like to say it. You know, it's like St. Louis style ribs or baby back. 50% of the folks are gonna want it one way or the other. All right, so super simple. Now the tomatoes are gonna be the secondary meat, right? We're already putting hanger steak in there, but these tomatoes are gonna soak up some of those beautiful big bold flavors and bring it home for us. The garlic just sings. Every chef loves their garlic. If I say 2 cloves, go for 4. Go for 4. Basil brings an earthiness to it, almost a tarragon, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a culinary dream, and it's just so endemic to the bruschetta. So those 3 ingredients right there off the bat hit a home run, and then you bring the mozzarella in there for just a textural mouthfeel, a richness. Cool. Yeah. These little mozzarella balls are so much fun. You can run a knife through them, but I like them whole, just like this. The oregano, you know, if you can get fresh, that's great. Dry is going to work just fine. Super powerful. Less is more. A little salt is going to amplify all these flavors and kind of bring it together. And then I want to go in with that reduced balsamic. I'm using reduced balsamic today instead of just balsamic vinegar because I want it to be a little tighter on our crostinis that we're about to make. We're going to allow that mixture to really kind of take its own form. Everybody's kind of getting married in that bowl. Beautiful things are happening. Fire's almost to temperature. Let's go ahead and slice our bread. And sometimes you get stuff like that. You know, not much we can do with that. Thanks, guys. No, we're just going to keep slicing. As you can see, we're going to get a nice slice. But you do want to get good bread coverage because you can imagine all this size stuff just falling through. So that's a nice little platform. Let's put some butter on that, grill it up, and toast it off. Buttering our crostinis, always unsalted butter. We want to have our culinary will in our own hands, right? We want to be able to control the salt level, so always unsalted butter. And room temperature is key here because we're just going to smear it right like that. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Come on.
We're winning. We're winning. If somebody thinks that's too much butter, feel free to use a little less, but this is singing my song, and don't forget, butter is a gift. So a little bit of smear of butter here. And you're good to go. So that's nice right there. I'm gonna put 1 grill grate on that, you know, we'll call it a semi-indirect side. Because we did pile all of the coals to this side. This is gonna be more intense. Now we'll start putting our croutons on the left side of this grill surface. Butter side down, right over here, and we're just toasting them. I'm notorious for burning bread, so I'm gonna not do anything else besides this right here, right now, and we'll do it together. I told you, I am the bread burner, you know. So let's flip it over now that our bread is nice and melted.
Our bread is melted.
Oh, sorry.
Butter?
Yeah. Well, I get
That's with you.
I get jittery when I start seeing all the flames hit. I have flashbacks of standing next to ovens while baking bread. Now on to the star of the show, the main event. This is amazing. Wooden Nickel Farms hanger steak. Now there's a beautiful cut. There's only 1 per steer. This holds up, this is kind of towards the rear. It holds up the abdomen. So it is not a well-worked muscle. You can see it just trying to fall apart here. I mean, you might even say it's more tender than a fillet. Whenever you get the hanger as a whole piece, you'll notice it's got this line of sinew. So we're gonna cut down on one side of this and give ourselves a nice,
wow.
Yeah, and look at that. You can almost do it with a spoon, right? These guys know what they're doing. And you just kind of follow that seam and you get this beautiful loin. Anytime I have a deal with myself, anytime I'm at a restaurant and I see hanger steak on the menu, I have to order it. And so there we are. And I wouldn't clean it up any further than that. Like, that is a beautiful, beautiful piece. I'm gonna reserve this other piece for another recipe because the amount of bruschetta that we have, oh, I don't know. Should we bulk and double it up with steak? I mean, that's gonna be, I want a little more beef than that.
Okay.
Let's clean.
I won't complain.
Yeah, yeah. Let's clean this one up, and we're just gonna again take that sinew out and follow the line. And notice how I'm just using the tip of my knife and kind of a little positive pressure and separating the meat from the silver skin or elastin that doesn't break down. Oh yeah. And then we'll kind of cut into it and see where it goes. If we can follow it, you see that line? It kind of lightning.
Little butchery never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
It's fun too.
It is fun. It is fun. There we go. And then I'm gonna do it like a salmon skin almost. I'm just kind of.
Oh wow.
Beautiful. So we got some nice pieces there. Oh, let's do all of it. You know, I will trim off this little bit here.
There's more for us to eat off camera.
Well, yeah, and there's neighbors to share with as well. So we got 2 beautiful pieces and then some extra there. Let's use a little Lane's Blackening seasoning. And these floral notes are gonna sing beautifully as it hisses and caramelizes on that natural lump charcoal. Oh, baby. Let's disappear that grill grate and go ahead and knock off any of the ash on the outside of those embers so we get really great connectivity with those hot, hot, hot glowing embers. And I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on the outside of those steaks to promote an even sear. It's not even an even sear, right? It's just caramelization that we want. So let's go ahead and bring it on over to the hot bed of coals. And again, we've got that ramp. You can see glowing embers here. I'm gonna give it a little bit of positive oxygen.
You opposed to negative oxygen?
Yeah, I'm not taking it away, I'm giving it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're going right over the hottest part of the flame.
Wow.
Beautiful. And the point of this is almost that black and blue steak idea, right? We want nice char on the outside. We want to keep it extremely rare. We couldn't be any closer to the heat source because we're on it. And we're about 30 seconds max on each side. The aromas right now are through the roof. I'll start with that little piece there. Good caramelization. Put it right on that hot, hot ember. Oh yeah. Now we're flipping our loins. Look at that, not a single piece stuck to it. Great caramelization. I love how the blackening even helped it caramelize. Caramelization all around the outside, super tender. This is gonna be so good with those tomatoes and the basil and the garlic. Let's grab that other piece. And that is a wrap. I mean, it was such a quick cook, we almost don't even have to let it rest. We have to let it rest, you know. We did pull this little one off first, and notice. I mean, look at the minimal effort I have to put into this to get it to just sponge on down. Yeah, let's slice into this one, and I'm gonna cut it.
Tiny to rest.
Yeah. Look at that. That's what I want. That's what I want. And we're gonna cut it about the same size we did the tomatoes. Just chop that in half because you want to make it effortless for your guests. Oh my gosh, so good.
Are you actually gonna let the other ones rest?
No. Yeah, I mean, we could. Busted, right? Yeah, busted. Yeah, we'll slice across the grain. Well, I mean, what are we letting rest? You know what I mean? It's not like it's the collagen broke down and turned into gelatin, which is why you let something rest, right? So the juices redistribute. This was such a quick cook. I mean, what was that? A minute and a half max? So I love these little pieces. They're like rubies. They're like meat rubies. And I've got a very sharp, thin knife I'm cutting this with because it is just so tender. And I want to all this stuff that's on the board, that's board sauce, we're gonna toss it. So we'll redistribute our own juices there, thank you very much. If you didn't want to do the diced up idea, you could I mean, these medallions, using that little meaty part of your hand, you can almost pound it down and then do some coverage just like that if you wanted to. I mean, it's almost like a char tartare, or again, like a black and blue. But the texture, the flavor, the aroma, everything is singing my song. There's no way this isn't gonna be a big hit. A little post-seasoning. Now we mix with our bruschetta mixture. You know, there are times when you just can't help but to smile when you're making something. This is indeed one of those moments. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. And you know, I want to brighten it up a little bit too. So instead of using, say, lemon juice, we're going to go in now with some lemon zest. Just using the exterior here. Don't go too deep because you don't want the bitterness.
That's not a zester though.
That's not a zester, it's a microplane. I tell people that, just like the little melon baller. It's not a melon baller, it's a Parisian scoop. Thank you very much. And look, I'm not gonna go any deeper than that, right? I just wanna continue to take off the exterior. And what I mean by brighten it up, it's gonna bring that citrus note, but it's not gonna put in the liquid, right? So this is almost like amplified lemon flavor that is just gonna bring so much to this beef dish. A little mix with a gentle hand. You don't want to crush up any of those delicate tomatoes. Oh yeah, I'm glad, you're right, Nathan. I'm glad we went in with two tomatoes. That is a good mixture. I mean, it's a lot of meat. Usually I wouldn't do so much meat, but you know, I love you. So we're gonna have plenty of meat. Let's go ahead and top each one of our crostinis, and then we're gonna put it back on the grill to just pick up a little heat. Now you could.
Oh dang, what a great trick.
Yeah, you know, like just, we're not gonna melt the mozzarella, but we're gonna just kind of activate it.
Wow.
Come
on.
The little things are the big things, you know. Let's sneak on some nice salty Parmesan pieces and just kind of stick them in there. Little plate architecture here. You want them sticking out, kind of like little antennae. And this is so fun. This just elevates the dish. Not only is it a garnish, but it's tasty. That's what we call a functional garnish. Next, let's top it with just a little bit of beautiful olive oil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a kiss. And last but not least, reduced balsamic.
A little sweet.
Yep, exactly. I just got to go for it.
You show up for a party with
Oh,
that.
you were rolling with this. You're going deep. Now, I'll say this. Don't forget, you're going to want to put that mixture on there last second, right? You don't want all that goodness soaking into the nice crostini that we spent time crisping up. So let's give it a go. Wow. That's an emotional bite right there. You know, that's something to write home about. That is the MVP of the party right there. Big, bold flavors, so meaty. The acid of the tomato just helps so much with the fattiness of that gorgeous, gorgeous Wooden Nickel Farm hanger steak. And then rolls in the basil and the mozzarella and everybody, and the garlic, right? And that sweetness from the balsamic. Everything works here. This is great. And you could use that mixture on top of anything. Think about doing a pizza with that mixture, right?
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Think about doing a taco with that mixture. And we have some mixture left, so that might turn into a taco here in a hot second. But do all the things. And I'm the worst at saying this. Hit the notification button. Don't forget to subscribe. Do leave us a comment. Hit the like button, all that jazz. Folks, this is a home run. Give it a try. From our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.